Hello and welcome along to part 22 of this Build a Nation story from FM21 with Bangor City. My name's Daniel and today we are back for a big cup final at the start of January. We've also got loads of transfer action, a bit of a title chase on our hands and plenty more, including a youth intake preview, lots of injury news ahead of this big game and a chance potentially to still wrap up a domestic treble. So if you're looking forward to all of that and you are enjoying the series so far, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content from two long-term stories. The head coach has been an absolutely drama-filled banger this year, so please do go and give it a try if you haven't already. And thank you so much for your incredible support. The channel's grown really quickly, whether via these stories, via our live streams. It's been absolutely crazy. So a massive thank you for your support. A very quick apology for the last episode. It's only in the edit I realised that the highlight froze for one of the goals, so we did miss one bit of action, but I'll make sure I show you that today so you haven't missed it. And we'll of course get into a big cup final as well, as there is so much news off the pitch. You can already see a little bit of it in the screen here. There's a couple of little bits dotted around. But let's start with that goal. We'll look at the schedule as well, because we've played loads of games off camera. And in fact we won't start there. We'll start with transfers, so you know exactly who all the new faces are. And the story really is a returning hero and a real upgrade to the squad. We've used that European money. We've tried to invest. We did try to sneak Ted Molden back. No, he wasn't having it. He's staying at Lincoln City, I'm afraid. Ben Eriksson will be on his way to Stockport in the next week or so. We just delayed it because we had 3 games in 4 days. So I needed him available in the squad. If we go and have a look at the history though, there's 1 more player that's left. 4 more that have come in, including 1 returning face. And we've got a couple of others on the transfer list too. So the first one that's gone, also to Stockport, is Max Kretschmar. He went on a free at the start of the window as we bought in 2 central midfield options. He was just declining physically, picking up a few knocks. He was a great servant last year, really crucial in that title push. But he's going to go back to England. He's going to play for a very good club in Stockport. And I'm sure they'll be happy to have him on a minimal wage for a decent backup, a solid player, but a really good servant. And we thank him for his services here. But let's move to the 4-ins, which start with a man who became a free in the summer. We could not get him in, and he finally agreed after being clubless for 4 months. He has now got an injury and will miss today's game. But Liam Coyle, the 23-year-old Northern Irish under-21 international, 3-star ability, 4.5 potential, on just £400 a week as well, 2.5-year contract. A really good addition in that holding role. We'll rotate with Goodridge for now, but he's got potential. We're trying to get him to stop diving into tackles, as the injuries seem to be caused by that most of the time. But he's someone who we're going to miss today in this cup final. But aside from that, he's a solid addition. And for next season for Europe, I'm feeling confident. But to be confident, we've got to get into the Champions League qualifying and that Champions path. Otherwise, we're in a spot of bother. The second one to come in, also a central midfielder, is Jake Hackett. He's a centre mid who can play on the left. 3.5-star ability, 4-star potential. Again on £400 a week for a long-term deal. He's only 23. He's got a lot of experience playing for Dover for a full season. Came through in a Sunderland youth team and is training all right. So he will start today because we've not got many other options due to injury. And although he's not quite at his potential yet, he's still a very solid player. And a big upgrade on someone like Kretschmar, particularly physically and mentally. So we'll wait and see if he becomes a superstar, but a very solid player for now. And the next one, who's replacing Eriksson in the squad, is Tyler Cordner. Now he's joined us, a centre-half who can also play left-back, 3-star ability, 4.5 potential, on a free agent deal for 1.5 years. £300 a week he's earning. He's played first-team football for Scunthorpe in League 2, and also the likes of Ebbsfleet and Havant and Waterlooville in non-league. So plenty of experience under the young Bournemouth player's belt. But he's left them to join us and he's a good addition to the squad. Just got to work on that mental side of the game a bit. And the final one, well, we got excited about a potential loan deal last time. Here's one we can really get excited about. Paul Glatzel joins us from Watford. 4.5-star ability, 5-star potential. £350 a week we're contributing. He is excellent. A natural striker, a good number 10, a solid centre midfielder. Not quite fit today and will be on the bench. He played just 2 days ago due to injuries. And he looks a superstar. I mean, we'd love to keep him next season as well. He's the sort of man that can help you qualify for Europe. The European group stages, I should say. Now, he's not quite as good, but his attribute set is pretty similar to Connor Crawford last year from Cliftonville. Really good poacher, natural in the box, a good finisher, solid composure, good in the air, determined, good off the ball, good technique. He's got the lot really, and he should be shining for us. So I don't know about you, but I think they're really good additions, and I'm really happy with them so far. The other man we are keeping an eye on, just for now, apologies for the keyboard, is Even Press at Barrytown United. Out of contract at the end of the year, a lot of vultures swarming from League One in England, and we'd really like to avoid him leaving the Welsh League, because he's an absolute star at this level. He's definitely the best player in the league still, and as you saw on the homepage, he's playing for the league leaders. And it's not just a lead, it's a 5-point lead. We're averaging 2 points a game, and Barrytown United are keeping pace and more this year, which is something we didn't expect. I don't know if they've been busy in January so far. They're offering a contract to one young player, who looks like he's going to add a decent amount to the squad off the bench. They've already brought in Ruben Davis on loan from Swansea, and he's their version of Glatzel, isn't he? Not a million miles away in terms of quality. So really good to see Barry having a go at it. They're really pushing to get good players in. What can't be said is the same for TNS, because they're in 6th place on 28 points, and their efforts have been pathetic. Look at the new manager they've brought in. He's got worse attributes than I started with, I think. It really is quite worrying that he's the man who was chosen. The caretaker they had was better than that. I want to see if they've done anything in the window. Joe Porton from a lower league side, he's okay, but I mean, that's not really what we're looking for, is it? They've loaned out a good young left back. They're going backwards. It really is baffling me. Gwyn Tudor's getting a few games there. We sold him in the summer. But TNS was supposed to be the big rivals, and it's turned out to be Barry, who are giving us a very good run for the title, by the way. Even their goal difference is better now. So all of the praise goes to them. Of course, once we split the league, we get to play them twice more. We can close the gap. But for now, it's all about Connah's Quay. They're 4th in the league, but they've reached the League Cup final. A competition we won in the first year. Nathan Craig's in charge, just 31. Retired after playing for Flint Town the first season. I'm sure I've had him in this game before. But we are a little bit hamstrung by injuries here. And I don't know if they're all hamstrings, but they're all definitely injuries. So the 3 players out, as you can see here, are Mitch Pixley, Liam Coyle and Mo Silla. All part of our starting diamond normally. So that's going to cause us some trouble in centre mid. But as you can see otherwise, the form's pretty good. We're doing alright, we're fighting hard. We got through the pre-season after the Winter World Cup as it was. And we've had a couple of disappointing days at the office, but fixture congestion has just absolutely pummeled us. You were with me last time as we faced Sefton Druids and Barry. We missed that goal by Owen Moore, so let me get into the game and very quickly show you that one, because that's the one that we missed from the last episode, and it was one of the best, which is why I have to show you. If I load it up now, just so you can see, a little bit of a fluke, but certainly the one that I'd commentated on quite well as well, so I was a bit annoyed. But here it is, Moore took a throw to boot, tried to cross it in, the keeper completely misjudges it, and it somehow goes into the far corner. It was a wonderful goal, and that's the one that we missed. The best goal of the game, unfortunately. After that, though, we were held at Newtown off camera. We just about snuck through against Taffswell in a quarter-final of this cup. McLagan with 2 and Spencer with 1 as well. We lost 3-2 at home to Connah's Quay. And a former EFL player in Craig Currant, the man who did the job in the end. Braden Shaw's playing well for them as well. Not quite got the technical ability, but they are improving slowly in terms of quality. In the 3rd round of the Welsh Cup, we beat Newport Civil Service 4-0. A largely backup team played in that one, as we were getting back to fitness really. A 2-1 win at home in the semi-final of the Newtown game. That was in the cup that we're playing in today. Samuel Fanian with an early brace. Breeze got one back pretty quickly. And it was all fairly calm after that. Fanian missing another penalty as well. A 3-2 win against rivals Bala. Good result there. Fanian got a brace and Holloway got one as we snuck out 3-2 victors. A 0-0 draw at TNS. A good result. TNS battered us in truth. They played really well against us and then are just so inconsistent elsewhere. I do find it a bit hard to take at times. A 5-0 win against Bala in the return game. Glatzel with his first. Fanian with a hat-trick and Holloway with one again. Before a 1-1 draw from the reserve side against Cardiff Met Uni. Paul Glatzel equalised in the 94th. That's why he's tired today. Liam Coyle got the knock to weaken our midfield options again. And unfortunately, with just 2 days between the 3 fixtures, we had to make changes. And in the end, we suffered for it a bit. The games where the weaker side played, we ended up drawing 1-1 and 0-0. There's no real shame in that. But after this, we've got to go on a run. We've got one more midweek game before the Welsh Cup 4th round, which ironically is against TNS, a tough draw there. And then after the league split, it's largely one game a week, just the odd cup tie in between. And we have to take advantage. We've got a really good squad now. And if we can keep them fit, hopefully, we can still challenge Barry for the title. We're missing those couple of players as we mentioned. Quay is out for 3 to 5 weeks, Silla 2 to 3 weeks, and then Mitch Pixley has 5 to 10 days remaining. So we are down to the bare bones in midfield, but everywhere else we're very, very strong. So let's have a quick look at the lineup we've gone for today. As you can see, the 4 midfielders plus Mafuta on the bench, the only ones that aren't transfer listed at the club. Glendon is outside in the squad if we need him. Glatzel can make do as a number 10 if we need a backup. And Riley Harbottle has been displaced by Cordner in the team. After this game, I've decided that Owen Moore's going to be replaced by Hankin, who's still improving and has now got the better star rating. But I just wanted the experience for the big game here. The same really in goal with Gwenault. He's improving a lot and he's starting to look like good potential. So that's something we've got to bear in mind as well. We will have a look at the youth intake preview after this game, but I want to get through the cup final first because I'm a bit nervy. So the team that we've got with our usual 4-4-2 diamond is Zabret in goal, Bolton and Moore the fullbacks with Hockenholt and Cordner at centre half, Goodrich in the holding role, Boot and Hackett in midfield, and Jack Rogers behind Fanian and Holloway. Our first 11 depleted, particularly in midfield, and that's the squad we've gone for. 5 subs if we need them, good options as well. Let's go and see if we can win it. What do you think will happen? Let me know down below. So, a warning to close down Alex Babos. And I've just noticed the name up front. Rhys Kavanagh. He was the hero at the start of our FM20 save when we went to Kettering. He was on loan at the club and I'm pretty sure he scored the late equaliser in our first game. Babos a good player. Chris Owens at left back solid. Preston in goal good. They're a decent side. We know it's going to be a tough test. We're going to get the lads to go out there and prove they're winners. And into the first half with our positive mentality. Through the tunnel interview we go. And let's see if Bangor City can have the Nathaniel MG Cup for the second time in the series. And with 8 minutes on the clock, it's a throw on the left for Bolton, who's already picked up an injury. The long ball forward finds Kavanagh. He's beaten Cordner to it, and he's beaten the other centre half too. Hockenholt forces him wide, but the ball's in, and Zabret deals with it comfortably. Really good from Hockenholt that, but a bit worrying at centre half. This touchline tablet is now happening every single episode. It's really frustrating. We've got a Paul Groin at left back. I haven't got a sub left defender on the bench. I guess I could put Cordner out there and bring Harbottle on. He's playing poorly. It's clearly a hampering him. So Cordner left back, Harbottle on. I hope he is left footed. He is. So let's just do that. It's not ideal, but it's what we've got a strong squad for. 10 minutes to the break and we're back with Zabret just outside his box with a free kick. Finds Hockenholt and now Harbottle. Time on the ball to Goodrich. Out to Cordner at left back. First time we've seen him in that position. Long towards Fanian, who loses out, but it falls for James Boot. Out of the first team recently, but a lovely ball there. And a through one from Rogers finds Samuel Fanian. A 26th of the season, and his form has continued. A brilliant strike from him, and Bangor lead 1-0, just as it looked like it wasn't coming. I came back with a little bit of panic there, because the ball was in our goal, but it's after a free kick was awarded. This time it is, though. How's Zabret let that in? It was straight at him. It was straight at his fingertips. He tipped it onto the bar and it dropped in. Why did he not go 2 hands and why did he not catch it? Oh, Zabret's made a howler. It's 1-1 at half time. And Connah's Quay will be delighted because we have dominated in terms of good chances. So we're going to say the same to the lads again. There's not much more we can do. We'll get them motivated. We'll keep the lads on board. Cordner's having a poor game at left back. There's not much I can do about it. I can replace Moore with Hankin on the right. He's struggling. But here's Max Moore for the opponents. Out to Owens the left back. Back to Watts. They're looking the more likely at the start of the second. Though Goodrich nicks it. Finds Fanian. And this is where we're so strong on the counter. Amadi Holloway. 1-on-1 against the defender. Beats him. And shoots just over the bar. Good effort by the target man. But it's over the crossbar. And with an hour gone, it remains all square. And it's a throw-in for the visitors. Owens gets it to Babos. I wonder what stadium we're playing at today, actually. I presume it's Rodney Parade, like the last one was. As Rogers picks it up on halfway, towards Fanian. Allen clears it downfield, only as far as Cordner. Really struggling at left back, but there's no other option. There's no alternative. And here's Dool. He absolutely skins him. Cordner beaten. It's back to Babos. Over the right to Dool again. He's all out of shape out there. He just can't cope with it. Birch crosses. Kavanagh heads. And he's just over the bar. And we've got to do something. I'm going to take more off for Hankin. And I'm going to take boot off for Mafuta, because we're just getting outrun in there. I know leaving Glatzel on the bench is difficult, but he's not fit and we need to shore up the defensive areas. As Fanian nicks it on the counter. Down the right wing he goes. Can he be the hero again? 4 in the middle if he can find them. And he only picks out Rogers, the defender. It falls back to him on the right though. Great cross this time. Holloway heads just over. This could go either way. It's been a very close final. I know we've had by far the better chances, but they've had just as much territory. And with 5 to go, it's anyone's game. Still going positive, still on top. But it's Bangor City 1, Connah's Quay 1, and Rhys Kavanagh, ever the threat there. And now we've got an injury to the left back. What do we do here? We've got no sub until extra time. If we go to extra time, I think we have a 4th. Let me go and have a look. I'm sure we get a 4th if we get to extra time. We have 3 subs used. No, there's no final sub. So even if we go to extra time now, we're playing with 10. That's absolutely sickening. I'm going to put Hackett left back, I think. He's a left midfielder. He can do it better than anyone else, my guess is. Goodrich can't play in defence at all. Mafuta can. Aha, we might have a secret hero. Mafuta is going to go left back. Rogers and Hackett will go into central midfield. No number 10 and Fanian up front with Holloway. So we might have to go a bit more direct. It's straight to penalties, no extra time. That actually probably gives us a better chance. So I'm quite pleased with that. I think that's the best outcome we could have hoped for. What I am gutted about though is that we didn't win it in the 90 minutes. So in terms of takers, we're going to get the calm ones in there. No one really looking nervous or anything. That's a good sign. Hockenholt, Mafuta, Rogers, Goodrich and Zabret. Penalty time. It is Bangor City v Connah's Quay. This is certainly going to be interesting. Let's go to the team talk. We're going to pump the fists. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to hands on hips say, this is your chance to be heroes. One player looking anxious. It's a defensive one though. So here comes Samuel Fanian. First penalty kick. Scores plenty in the league. Scores the one in the shootout. Bangor City, advantage to them. Rhys Kavanagh steps up. We'd expect the same from him. We talked about his heroics in FM20. That was from the spot in the first game. And he makes a mistake here. Gregor Zabret to his left. He's the reason we're here. He made a woeful attempt to save that free kick in the first half. But that was a stunning save. Now comes Hackett, the new signing. Oh, he's put it wide. The one golden rule of the shootout. At least make the keeper save it. Not even close to the target. And I don't know about you. The shootouts have been really low scoring this season. FM21, they've generally all been sort of 3-2 or 2-1 or something silly. And it's 1-1 as Babos makes no mistake. Aaron Amadi Holloway. Third penalty for Bangor. Oh, it's in. Oh, the keeper got 2 hands to it. He had to keep that out. As it is, though, it's straight through him. And we'll take that. Here comes Ebb. Up against Zabret. More heroics needed. And almost delivered. Zabret down to his left. Got a hand to it again. But couldn't find a way to get it round the post. Now the youngster Jack Hankin. Lots of pressure on him. And he managed to slot it down the middle. Straight over the keeper. Really good kick from the youngster. Allen steps up for Connah's Quay. 3-2. This could take us into a winning position. But it's a good goal. It's a great penalty kick up to the keeper's right. And we now are in sudden death. 3-3 after 4 penalties each. No one can afford to miss. Riley Harbottle steps up. Oh, it's in off the post. It is in just down to the keeper's right. Hits the sort of middle of the post and somehow goes in. The keeper went the right way but couldn't stop it. It's gone in, so it's a perfect penalty. Up goes Gregor Zabret. Walks to his spot. He will face Chris Owens, the Connah's Quay left back. Here he comes. Oh, he's put it wide. Gregor Zabret went the wrong way, but it does not matter. Bangor City win the League Cup final 4-3 on penalties. We made very hard work of it and we've got more injury concerns. But a fantastic outcome, a second League Cup final win. And Bangor City are the League Cup champions. There it goes, the fireworks will be here any second. And there you go, plenty of support in the crowd, plenty of happy moments. A fantastic outcome after a very average performance. And Bangor City wrap up another trophy. We're going to be top 2 in the league for sure. And we've won another cup as well. Fantastic stuff. The suit is out. Well dressed for the final. But a fantastic victory. It is Bangor City 1, Connah's Quay 1. With a 4-3 victory on penalty kicks. We're just going to say congratulations, lads. They've had a really hard spell of fixtures. It's our 6th game of the month already. We're so proud of the team. They're doing really well. And they've won the League Cup. But let's look at the injuries. Connah, 2 weeks. Oh, it's not looking good. Jack Bolton, a week. So they're all going to miss the midweek game. We're going to be without all 5. I was going to say we had our first injury crisis during the Winter World Cup. But obviously we got away with it. This is probably the first one we've had in a season during the series. And probably covers any of the series we've had actually. We get nearly 10 grand into the bank, which always helps. A really good result though. 2 wins in 3 years. Connah's Quay, 2nd final in succession. But we got the job done. And it's got the board onside a little bit. That's something that's surely going to help us. So after the positives of that cup win, and of course Jack Hankin contributing in the shootout, the Youth Academy player, let's have a look at the next youth intake preview, shall we? And unfortunately it's not quite as good. There is a lot more negatives than positives here. The main one, of course, at the bottom. This is not a great group of players. I've no idea why the director of football is giving us this intake, because the head of youth development has been brought in and he's got assigned to him to give us this sort of news. But unfortunately, it's the poorly rated director of football. As it is though, I'm not giving up hope, because the 2 positives, by the looks of it, both apply to the same player. We have 1 forward who could be considered a fine prospect, and 1 good young Welsh striker who has caught the eye. So they must be the same person. And I don't really care if every youth intake's awful generally. If we have 1 star in it and 15 awful players, it's a success. So I'm not getting too down yet. Spencer will be off in the summer. McLagan and Glendon both on a transfer list. We are down to 3 strikers as it stands, so it wouldn't hurt to get another good one. Having said that, with Spencer's wage, it looks like he's going to be here for the year anyway. But we got the win, that's all that matters. We've got a big fixture congestion coming up again. 2 games in a week, a Welsh Cup tie that is going to be crucial, and then the league split, and that's where it all becomes important. So we will be back for a game around halfway between now and the end of the season. We'll probably pick out the first time we play Barry after the split, to be honest. There's 5 points in it, and they're in the ascendancy. They've been very consistent against the lower teams and dropped points against the likes of us and TNS. So I'm hoping that'll be the same again. And if that's the case, the title race is nowhere near over yet. As it stands, of course, it's still in our hands. If we win our 2 games against them and we win the rest, we're champions. So that's what we've got to look forward to. We've got the January transfer window ending as well, a youth intake to come to. So if you're looking forward to all of that and you did enjoy us wrapping up our first trophy of the season, please do put a thumbs up on the video. A lot of work to do in the title race, so if you want to stay up to date and see if we can get on top, please do subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. You'll get alerts as daily content releases from both long-term stories. We'll be back with the head coach tomorrow, which has been an absolute cracker so far this year. Thank you all for your support with both of the series. We'll have our live streams every Tuesday night at 5:30 and Sunday morning at 10:30 AM. So please do pop along and say hello if you can for those ones too. You can catch up with a podcast channel in the eye above, matchday championship predictions, topical podcasts, and loads of interviews with pros as well. We've got a few specials coming up over Christmas, and we're on the race to 1,000 over on that channel. So if you haven't yet, please do check it out. And even if you can give us a subscribe, it does make such a difference. Thank you so much for your incredible support. And we'll be back next time with Bangor City. The title race is going to be close this year. Certainly no running away with it this time. Barrytown United are becoming rivals. And we'll be back to face them next. I hope to see you there.